We've been following the Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia case from the very beginning. And as the next court dates approach, new details about Mimi's final days are devastating. An autopsy report obtained by NBC Connecticut confirms Mimi's death was not accidental. She was just 11 years old, 4 feet, 8 inches tall, and weighed just 27 pounds, the size of many toddlers. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide caused by fatal child abuse through starvation. There were no broken bones, no signs of a physical fight, just severe muscle atrophy and almost no body fat. Her tiny body slowly shut down. Inside her stomach, investigators found a single blueberry. Drug tests showed amphetamines, Adderall, drugs she was never prescribed. These findings start to challenge Karla Garcia's version of events in her arrest affidavit, where she alleged Jonathan physically abused Mimi, even throwing her downstairs. Actions that would have left clear signs if they were connected to her death. Investigators believe Mimi died around September 19th, 2024. Her body wasn't discovered until October 2025, over a year later. She was found folded in the fetal position, wrapped in sheets and blankets, inside a 40-gallon plastic tote behind an abandoned building in Connecticut. At the same time, a separate story played out online. Karla's cousin, who calls herself her aunt, Yaxira Algarin, aka Yaxi Garcia, leaked private messages Karla sent her from jail. Yaxi became the first family member on Karla's side to speak publicly. She initially appeared on local news, then built a large online presence, going live and ranting unfiltered about her family, herself, and those involved in the case. In those messages, Karla tried to defend herself, while redirecting responsibility toward Victor Torres, Mimi's father, claiming he knew where she lived, knew about alleged unsafe conditions, and failed to act. At the same time, Carlos Burgos, aka Los Fidel, a digital creator with a criminal past of his own, positioned himself as a defender of Victor and his family, portraying them as the protective figures in Mimi's life, despite scrutiny over their own controversial histories of neglect and crime. Two very different narratives began unfolding at once. 2 days later, a verified source shared a second set of exclusive jail messages, revealing Karla in complete panic. Her attorneys were furious, warning that Yaxi could not be trusted. Everything being posted could be used against her in court. Karla begged for the post to be deleted. Shortly after, the messages and the paid subscriptions offering access vanished. In these same messages, Karla briefly mentioned her sister Jacqueline and ex-boyfriend Jonathan, shedding light on where those relationships stand since their arrests. She indicated she expects her sister to cooperate with law enforcement and does not expect loyalty. She dismisses public defenses of Jonathan, saying people are uninformed. Her sister Jacqueline Kiwi Garcia has remained silent, following her attorney's guidance. Jonathan and Anita's family and friends have appeared online at times, publicly supporting him. His mother, Annie, reportedly urged him to speak the truth, describing him as gentle, loving, and someone who cared for Mimi. Meanwhile, Karla remains in jail, keeping busy with writing projects and journaling her experiences, while staying in touch with a small group of supporters. She recognizes the nature of her charges affects how other inmates perceive her, but she remains physically unharmed in isolation, saying, "It's not so bad." Karla is largely silent as the case unfolds, represented by public defenders, while her co-defendants have private counsel. The fight for freedom is on, and it seems like it's every man for themselves. At the center of all of this is an 11-year-old girl who didn't survive her own home. Justice for Mimi will be found in the courtroom, and that's where this story is headed next. Follow for updates.